Hello and welcome. You're watching Times Now. I am Meenakshi Upreti. Our focus through the day has been the Odisha train tragedy in which 288 people have lost their lives. In fact, the number of injured also reaching almost 900. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today reached the accident site. He took a stock of the situation, also visited the hospital where the injured, hundreds of them are admitted. He also spoke to the media, expressed his condolences after speaking to those injured. Listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say.
असह्य वेदना मैं अनुभव कर रहा हूं और अनेक राज्यों के नागरिक इस यात्रा में कुछ न कुछ उन्होंने गंवाया है। जिन लोगों ने अपना जीवन खोया है, ये बहुत बड़ा दर्दनाक और वेदना से भी परे मन को विचलित करने वाला। जिन परिवारजनों को इंजरी हुई है, उनके लिए भी सरकार उनके उत्तम स्वास्थ्य के लिए कोई कोर कसर नहीं छोड़ेगी। जो परिजन हमने खोए हैं वो तो वापस नहीं ले पाएंगे, लेकिन सरकार उनके दुख में, उन परिजनों के दुख में उनके साथ है। सरकार के लिए ये घटना अत्यंत गंभीर है। हर प्रकार की जांच के निर्देश दिए गए हैं और जो भी दोषी पाया जाएगा उसको सख्त से सख्त सजा हो, उसे बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। मैं उड़ीसा सरकार का भी, यहाँ के प्रशासन के सभी अधिकारियों का, जिन्होंने जिस तरह से इस परिस्थिति में अपने पास जो भी संसाधन थे लोगों की मदद करने का प्रयास किया, यहाँ के नागरिकों का भी हृदय से अभिनंदन करता हूं, क्योंकि उन्होंने इस संकट की घड़ी में, चाहे ब्लड डोनेशन का काम हो, चाहे रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में मदद की बात हो, जो भी उनसे बन पड़ता था करने का प्रयास किया है। खास करके इस क्षेत्र के युवकों ने रात भर मेहनत की है। मैं इस क्षेत्र के नागरिकों का भी आदरपूर्वक नमन करता हूं कि उनके सहयोग के कारण ऑपरेशन को तेज गति से आगे बढ़ा पाए। रेलवे ने अपनी पूरी शक्ति, पूरी व्यवस्थाएं रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में आगे रिलीफ के लिए, और जल्द से जल्द ट्रैक रिस्टोर हो, यातायात का काम तेज गति से फिर से आए, इन तीनों दृष्टि से सुविचारित रूप से प्रयास आगे बढ़ाया है। लेकिन एक दुख की घड़ी में मैं आज स्थान पर जाकर के सारी चीजों को देख करके आया हूं। अस्पताल में भी जो घायल नागरिक थे उनसे मैंने बात की है। मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है इस वेदना को प्रकट करने के लिए, लेकिन परमात्मा हम सबको शक्ति दे कि हम जल्द से जल्द इस दुख की घड़ी से निकले। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि हम इन घटनाओं से भी बहुत कुछ सीखेंगे और अपनी व्यवस्थाओं को भी और जितना नागरिकों की रक्षा को प्राथमिकता देते हुए आगे बढ़ाएंगे। दुख की घड़ी है, हम सब प्रार्थना करें इन परिजनों के लिए।
All right, let's open this up for a discussion. SK, which former member, Engineering Railway Board, with us. Also joining us is Krishan Mitroo, consultant disaster management. I'll first go to Mr. Krishan Mitroo. Sir, since you have been associated with disaster management, take us through how difficult or how challenging do you think this rescue and relief operation possibly looked to you, considering the visuals were very dramatic. Mangled remains, of course, of the coaches could be seen strewn around the railway tracks. In fact, we could see NDRF personnel trying to cut open those coaches to pull out the people. Take us through, how difficult, how challenging these type of operations are.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Firstly, my name is Krishan Mitroo. Okay, now the difficulty of operations in such rescues is to reach the victims who are alive. Number one priority is to reach and rescue the victims who are alive. Now, how do you reach the victims in such a situation when they are in a sealed compartment? Now, when these trains are running in super expressway on the tracks, all the doors and windows are normally closed because most of them are air conditioned, therefore windows and doors are closed. And once you close the doors and windows, the access into the cabin becomes a very, very difficult task. We have seen people, or I have also experienced, when you want to break a car window glass, you need massive force and equipment to break the glass. And these railway glasses are, I think, double layered, if I'm not mistaken. Besides that, the body of the coaches is so strong that they have to use either a gas cutter or the hacksaw blades, the heavy-duty hacksaw blades, or other means to cut open. Like I saw one after the coach was vacated, it was being towed away by a JCB. It punctures into the roof of the JCB and pulls it off. Now, these are some of the very, very difficult operations. Here, the worst situation is the time taken for the rescue team to reach the scene of accident. That is normally a fairly long time, though the teams are kept in readiness. But I estimate, I have not actually done any audit on this, but I think it takes about at least half an hour to 1 hour for the rescue teams to reach the accident. We have to find methods on which we are already doing research as to how we can release the trap.
Point taken. Point taken. So you're saying it's extremely challenging, operation as far as the rescue and relief operation is concerned. S.K. Vij also is with us. He's a former member engineering of the Railway Board. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Talking about the possible reasons of the this tragedy. Again, we wouldn't want to jump at any conclusion or indulge in conjecturing at the moment. But one thing is very clear. If we go by the preliminary reports which have been put out by none other than the railways itself, that the train had gone from the main track to the loop side. What really is the protocol? How is it, that the train managed to go from the main track to the loop track? Does it seem to be a signalling error? What's the protocol, sir, which is followed? Can you explain that to us, sir, first of all?
So any station has the main lines and the loop lines. Now, for giving precedence to the faster train, the loop line is used to stable the slower train, or it may be stable for other reasons also. Now, the evidence what I have gathered from the media and from my friends is that the Coromandel Express was running at full speed, which may be about 130 kilometers per hour. So for it to run at that speed, all the signals, the outer distance signal, the inner distance signal, the home signal, the starter signal, the advanced starter signal, all had been made green already. Otherwise, it wouldn't be running at that kind of speed, because no driver, without seeing the aspect of the signal through would actually keep the train speed of that kind. But at this point where the loop line is connected, there is a,
Right.
what we call as a turnout.
Okay.
For turning the train, there is a tongue rail and a spoke rail. The tongue rail provides the turning radius.
All right, point taker, sir, why don't you, I take your point, sir, why don't you hold on to that thought, because end of the day, right now, the focus is also on the human tragedy. It was literally, a Black Friday of sorts for the nation, as many are describing. The decade's worst tragedy struck Odisha yesterday, a triple train crash, killing over 280 people and injuring almost 900. Let's take a look at the human side of it, the tragedy, and then, of course, we'll take this conversation forward. Both of you, please stay with us.
Odisha and rest of India is mourning. The nation has lost over 250 people in the worst tragedy in 28 years. A triple train collision rocked Odisha last evening. The tragic incident took the entire nation by shock, and it happened between 6:50 p.m. and 7:10 p.m. on Friday evening. Let's tell you how it all transpired. First things first, the tragedy involved 3 trains: Bengaluru-Howrah Superfast Express, the Shalimar-Chennai Central Coromandel Express, and a goods train. According to officials, the Coromandel Express derailed and rammed into a goods train. The impact was so hard that carriages were lifted high into the air, twisting and then smashing off the tracks. Another carriage had been tossed entirely onto its roof, crushing the passenger section. And within minutes, the Bengaluru-Howrah Superfast Express also crashed into the mangled bogies. The nearby people rushed to the rescue and pulled out as many people as they could.
मैं सोया था उस टाइम, फिर ऑटोमेटिक मेरा नींद जाग गया, फिर देखा ज़्यादा जोर से आवाज़ हुआ, फिर ट्रेन ऐसा जा रहा था, तो एक वो जो फैन है ना ऊपर का, वो फैन पकड़ के मैं बैठा था, मेरा सीट ऊपर था, फिर बाद में ट्रेन रुका, उसका बाद हम लोग फिर नीचे आया। उसी टाइम तो कितना आदमी इधर उधर भागता है, इसको बचाओ, वो मेरे को बचाओ, मेरे को थोड़ा मदद करो, ये तो सभी लोग बोलते रहे।
What's to be noted here is the fact that the 3-way accident happened on 3 separate tracks at Bahanaga Bazaar station in Balasore district. 17 coaches of the 2 trains were derailed and severely damaged. Within no time, rescue and relief efforts were rolled out on a war footing. More than 200 ambulances and over 100 medical teams with paramedical staff along with medicines mobilized at the accident site for medical treatment. Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav visited the spot and announced ex gratia of 10 lakh rupees for the deceased, 2 lakhs for the seriously injured victims and 50,000 for those who suffered minor injuries. The Prime Minister also announced ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for the kin of deceased. Taking stock of the situation, Rail Mantri Ashwini Vaishnav ordered a high-level probe into the matter.
कंपेंसेशन का अमाउंट कल रात में रेलवे की तरफ से डिक्लेयर हो गया था। एक हाई लेवल कमेटी भी ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर हो गई है जो कि इस पूरे एक्सीडेंट में इंक्वायरी करेगी। कमिश्नर रेल सेफ्टी को भी बुलाया गया है, वो भी इंक्वायरी करेंगे।
All right, as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, he has taken stock of the situation, also spoken to the victim, visited the hospital. But what really are the possible causes of the accident, what we need to do or ensure in the future to avoid such untoward incidents? All this and more we'll discuss on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.